What up, Truth? Another one. This is Truth, and this is my version of what if Naruto had the Sharingan. Let's get into this. Naruto was hated as a child even more than canon. We start the story when Naruto is 6 years old. He had already had multiple beatings, and he has a few friends that care for him, namely the third Hokage, the Ichiraku family, his regular doctor that treats him after a beating, and a woman named Mikoto Uchiha. Now Naruto is enduring yet another beating, being kicked, punched, even stabbed, but this time they were using him as a target for kunai and shuriken practice. But they stopped when they heard a powerful voice. "What are you doing?" This was the third Hokage, as he ordered his personal army to arrest the mob. Meanwhile, he was rushing Naruto to the hospital, where the doctor treats him. After treating him, she comes out and tells the Hokage that Naruto is suffering from extreme blood loss and a blood transfusion needs to be done. The third Hokage asks whether do they have his blood. Do they have a blood donor? The doctor replies, no, they do not. But before she could finish, she was interrupted by Mikoto screaming, "Is that okay?" The doctor answers yes, but he needs a blood transfusion. Mikoto asks what's his blood type, and the doctor replies by saying his blood type is O positive. The doctor replies, and Mikoto says, "Okay, I'm O negative, so it should work, right?" The doctor says yes, but before she could finish, Mikoto yells at her to go through with the transfusion. The doctor does the blood transfusion. All of Naruto's friends were happy to see that he'll be okay and will wake up soon. A week after the transfusion, Mikoto and the Hokage were visiting Naruto, and he woke up screaming, "Stay away from him!" with his eyes shooting open, and the two people in front of him looked at him with worried expressions on their faces, but soon turned into shock when they looked into the blood red eyes of the boy that had two tomoe on each, spinning like crazy. He had activated the Sharingan. And after explaining that it must have been the Uchiha blood that caused this, along with the QB trying to heal its container, and telling Naruto that he has the Sharingan, he was happy to hear that, but sad when he was told to keep it secret, and also sad because he had no one to train him how to use it. But Mikoto told him that she will train him on how to use the Sharingan along with everything else. After getting out of the hospital, she helps him pick out clothes, food, and other necessities to being a ninja. We skip 1 year. Mikoto has been sending a shadow clone to help Naruto in order to not raise suspicion on herself because of the tension rising between the Uchiha clan and the village. And she doesn't want Naruto to be used as a weapon for the Uchiha clan. And she helped Naruto in training in shuriken and kunai throwing, the Uchiha taijutsu style, which is the intercepting fist, and other taijutsu styles to make sure that Naruto isn't too reliant on the Sharingan. She also helped him how to hunt, catch fish, and how to live off the land in order to stay healthy, and also gave Naruto scrolls and books to make him smart. She even went as far as to teaching Naruto the Academy 3 and chakra control exercises because of his large chakra reserves. He has to start early. So she teaches him, but he still struggles with the clone jutsu. So she teaches him the shadow clone jutsu and the secrets to the jutsu. They test out his affinities. They found out that he has a strong affinity for wind and a secondary affinity for lightning and fire, which they come to the conclusion that it must have came from her, because her affinities were lightning and fire. Note, and this is what if I'm pushing the Uchiha massacre to when Sasuke is 10, because initially it happened when he's about 7, which gives Naruto 4 years of training with the Uchiha female. During the second day of their training, Mikoto and Naruto were caught by two people of the Uchiha clan, namely Shisui Uchiha and Itachi Uchiha. They ask what's going on. Mikoto explains the situation to them, and they understand very well because they are for the village and not for the Uchiha clan, meaning the village comes first. Then they decide to help. They decide to help her in training the young boy, because they understand that Mikoto cannot do this on herself, by herself. I mean, plus she's been a great mother to Sasuke and Itachi. It's not like she's been neglecting them for training someone else. For the next 3 years, Naruto was trained by these three. When he enters the academy, he has a couple of shadow clones doing different things in terms of training. Their relationships have also grown during the time. Naruto viewed Mikoto as his mother, and Itachi and Shisui as his older brothers, but more Shisui than Itachi because of the similarities in personality between the two. He also tried to befriend Sasuke at the academy, but ultimately failed, so he just doesn't bother anymore. Plus, Naruto still acts as in canon, being the dope or the dead last of the class, which he was told to act like that because one, it attracts less attention to himself, and also a ninja's greatest weapon is deception. Now Naruto is at the place where they normally train, where he stops when he sees Itachi, who tells Naruto that Shisui told him that they should both meet him at the Naka River at sundown. Naruto just replies, "Okay, big brother." At sundown, they see Shisui at the edge. They see Shisui with his left eye bleeding, with his left eye missing and bleeding, and shocked even more when Shisui proceeded to tell them what happened about Danzo and the Uchiha coup d'etat. He proceeds to give Itachi his other eye while leaving Naruto the cash he made during his Ambo days and scrolls and jutsu scrolls, and falls to his death. But as he falls, the eyes of Itachi change into their Mangekyo version, just like in canon, and Naruto also gains the Mangekyo from this. Okay, side note, I know it's Tutumel Sharingan, but Obito also got the Mangekyo, also skipped the third level of the Sharingan and went straight to Mangekyo. So I'm working with that logic, the Obito logic in this. After that, Naruto mourned the death of his big brother, and Itachi proceeded to massacre the clan, which made Naruto suffer even more, because now he lost his older brother and mother, and his brother, who is alive, is supposed to won't be with him anymore. But before Itachi leaves, he leaves Naruto jutsu scrolls on fire and earth, and fire and lightning, and Naruto and wind. After this, Naruto went about an extreme personality change, where he acted more like Itachi, other than Naruto that we all know and love. Now Naruto is 12 years old, and it is the day of the graduation exams. After the death of the Uchiha clan, Naruto became more serious in the academy, but still was dead last because he acts that way. Because Naruto tended to act more quiet, this led to people forgetting about him. During the exam, Naruto performs really well, more than usual, and surprises Iruka and Mizuki when asked to do the clone jutsu, and he does the shadow clone jutsu and explains the concept about his chakra reserves versus his control. Later that night, Naruto just came back from hunting in the forest where he hears the sound of fighting. He goes to check it out when he sees Mizuki fighting Iruka, and this was a fight to the death, and Mizuki was losing badly, and Iruka was losing badly, and asks Mizuki, why are you betraying the leaf? Asks Iruka. Mizuki answers by saying, I'm going to get power from Lord Orochimaru in exchange for the scroll. As Mizuki charges Iruka, ready to kill him, his danger senses told him to jump back, which he does. Just then, four kunai embed themselves in front of him. Naruto lands in front of Iruka with a scowl on his face. So you're a traitor to the leaf, says Naruto in a monotone. Before Iruka could reply, Naruto was already gone in a puff of smoke and appeared next to a non-expecting Mizuki, kicking him in the cheek and spinning and kicking him at the back of the neck, sending Mizuki tumbling on the ground. Naruto tries an axe kick on Mizuki, but the Chunin catches his leg, spinning him and sending him crashing to the trees. On the trees. And the spells revealing that it was a clone. Mizuki was surprised when he was grabbed in a full Nelson and Naruto shouting, "Shadow clone explosion!" And the clone proceeded to explode. Then the real Naruto helped out an unconscious Iruka, but soon Ambu members arrived and Naruto explained the situation, and the Ambu left with a beaten, burnt, unconscious Mizuki. A week later, the Rookie 9 was sitting waiting for their senseis. Soon after, Team 10 and 8 left. Team 7 waited for 3 hours for their sensei. Kakashi sent them to the roof where they did introductions. They say all of them say the same thing as in canon, but Naruto says, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My legs are training and ramen. My dislikes most of the village and traitors. My hobbies are training, and my dream, I don't have one." This surprises Sakura and Sasuke because this is not the Naruto they knew. Sakura kind of feels sad about this, a little. Then they proceed to the next day, which is the day of the bell test. During the test, when the test starts, Naruto disappears. Using a genjutsu, Sakura is taken out, and Sasuke is taken out as in canon, but still surprises Kakashi with a fireball jutsu. Coming out and throwing 10 shuriken and 10 kunai before doing hand signs, Naruto shouts, "Ninja art, shadow shuriken jutsu!" They multiply to 100 each, forcing Kakashi to look from his book and using a kunai to deflect most of them that were heading his way. Naruto uses the substitution with the kunais that were next to Kakashi, trying two horizontal axe kick him. Kakashi ducks under the kick and tries to kick Naruto away, but was surprised when he turned into smoke. Before the smoke could clear, Kakashi hears fire style, fireball jutsu. Instead of the orange-yellow flames that Sasuke produced, these were red-white flames heading towards him. With extreme shock, he is forced to use substitution. At the end, sees Naruto about to run towards him, but was interrupted by the bell going off. At the end, Sakura was tied to the post, and Kakashi says, "Looks like you guys failed." And Naruto retorts, "Actually, no," revealing that he has the bells in his hand. All that Kakashi asked was how. Naruto explains that when he used the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, some of the kunais were infused with wind chakra, so the thread that held the bells was cut, and when he used the substitution with the kunai, he had the chance to grab them without Kakashi noticing. His teammates were confused at this, that this is not the dumb idiot that they knew during the academy. But they're even more surprised when Naruto gave one belt to Sasuke and the other to Sakura, and says, "I choose to go back to the academy unless the true purpose of this test was teamwork. Then I choose to sacrifice myself." Kakashi smiles and says, "Looks like you guys passed." So about that, and says, "Looks like you guys pass," and proceeds to say, "Those who abandon their friends are scum, and those who abandon a mission are scum, but those who abandon their friends are worse than scum." Before leaving, Sasuke leaves, leaving Naruto to anti-Sakura, and tends to leave afterwards. Sakura stutters out, "Naruto?" The blonde looks at Sakura, who looks down before saying, Thanks for getting me out of that genjutsu." The blonde only nods, acknowledging her thanks before continuing walking away. Thanks, guys. See you next time, and don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. See ya. Oh, I have another fanfic coming. No, not fanfic. No, I have another what if, but I'm unsure on what to do with it. This is what if Naruto was the second Hokage's son. Obviously I'm gonna make Naruto born earlier, but I want also to see, I don't know what to do with the original Naruto. What should I do with him? I'll either keep him and make him and change it into Menma, or make him into a girl. You guys comment on what you want, and I'll get it down. See ya.